Hello, one and all. How are you this funny evening? I see you there, Eagle. Hello, Eagle. How are you tonight? We're going to be doing some digital drawing, painting, coloring, whatever you want to call it. This will actually be my first time doing it on this new computer, so ooh, you get to see me working with it. At least, well, I shouldn't say my first time. First time with my stylus because, as we all know, last week I tried to use my mouse. Didn't go over quite the best. So I'm going to switch over to that. We might have people on later on. Okay, I will see whether they've responded. I've put out the link for some people to come on. So, okay, so, yeah, I guess time to do some digital coloring. I guess first we need to change the canvas size. Yeah. I think I'm going to keep it down here a bit. That way I can finish off that boot. That way you can see what it's all about. Bring this over a little this way. Maybe a little down. There we go. Okay, so I think first we're going to work on this level and just get the yes, so I'm a pen. Okay, so that was done fairly easy. Let's see. Now we want to convert opaque to brightness. Okay, going to Okay, so I'm just trying to get everything so I can have a nice gray inside. Hey, Dark Link, will this work this time? Yesterday I tried talking, but nothing. Well, I don't know what happened yesterday. I see you talking today, so Control Control V. Oh, maybe I was on my phone using data. Could be, and the stream didn't like that. Who knows? Okay, so let's invert the selected area. Let's go to layer 1. Let's grab a gray. Well, were you able to watch the stream yesterday, Dark? Okay, so there we go. Create selection. Okay, what was, Elric was saying green and something yesterday. Oh, anyways, I'm gonna watch my friend stream his own thing. Okay. I guess we'll catch you later then, Dirk and Link. Uh, the other question, I guess, could be who's your friend? Or who's. If I figure out. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Not much yourself. Okay, now that you're here, switching my.
Yeah, and, I'm a little late because I had to close out the show. I was just on.
Oh yeah, it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, my dude.
Okay, let's see. OBS is touching you, and are you going to be drawing so people can see, or?
No. I'm
Okay,
actually going to be converting the podcast I just did to audio format.
okay, that's all right.
Yeah.
We had Dirk and Link in the chat for a bit, and then he was saying he's going to go watch another friend of his stream. So I'm like, okay. Do you remember what color Elric said about doing this? Was green and something, and I forget the other color.
Oh man, I actually do not recall.
Right. I might have to go back over yesterday.
Green and purple would be pretty spacey.
Yeah, I know.
But I don't remember what Elric said.
You were saying some purples.
Yeah, well, like a really deep purple gives off like a space theme. That's actually why Zeva has purple on her, but she has like a purple pink motif.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After I get the green on here, I might open up yesterday's stream and look
and just scroll back to when he was talking about the color.
Yeah, scroll to the end because it was near the end of the stream.
Well, you should always go to the end anyway because it loads up the whole chat and then you can just scroll up.
Yeah. I just remember the green. Well, and I think the main reason I remember green is because it's my favorite color.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, did he say green and black? That might seem right, or green, maybe green and red. Christmas colors.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna have to check a couple times because it takes forever for the download to be ready for the YouTube video.
For yours, I take it tonight.
Yeah, because I have to do the I have to take it off from where we streamed, so I can have the video to convert it into an audio format. I just don't have enough room on this computer right now without me. I need to get a dongle so I can plug in my external hard drive, and then I can record the stream straight to the hard drive as we're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think I'm gonna say once I get the main colors in over where they should be, I think I'm definitely going to save. That way I can just replace colors easily. I can shade it at a different time for when I do it different ones. Everybody's probably... No, this is Wednesday, not Thursday. I did a...
Surprised Chad's not in the chat. He actually showed up to the vomitorium.
He could be watching.
Yeah, it's just he's usually one of the ones that'll throw out an elbow cough.
Yeah. And Indiegogo did not get back to me again today since their last time, so I wrote them, what's going on? I said a little bit more than that, but just because I'm getting tired of all the crap, so I'm not being as nice.
Yeah, no, not in such a good mood about it.
And I'm adding stuff in, like, you suck at your job. You really need to learn to communicate in this job. It's been 2 days, since you last contacted me. I contacted you. Then, you're waiting 2 days. Well, more than 2 days since you didn't contact me today. It's just a pain in the butt. So that auto thing did go good today for the auto start.
Good.
I made sure I had
because you were on the right profile this time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I did. Right profile. I made sure of that. About an hour ago, it's like, okay, yeah, make sure everything's switched over. Because I did go on Twitch today and played the Elder Scrolls online.
Oh, did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I'm going to play it for a couple hours, so, I'm not too far into it. I'd like to see other people, maybe from the community or whatever, come on and play or whatever. Be, a team in it doing stuff.
Yeah.
Well, either that or the other games, even like Fortnite and all that. Well,
I was actually in the alpha and and also the closed beta for Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. It was kind of fun. Buggy as all heck, as you'd expect.
Yeah.
But I was enjoying myself. It just didn't feel quite Elder Scrolls to me.
Yeah.
So that's why I really wasn't getting into it.
Yeah, it does seem different. Well, the main one that I've played, of course, is Skyrim. And I think it mentioned in the startup of this one something about Morrowind. I've played.
Yeah, you do start in Morrowind, which was the first Elder Scrolls game I played. Was Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind?
Yeah, I think I've played a little bit of that or number 4. I forget which. Probably number 4.
It's Oblivion is number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got number.
Which
4.
I like.
I've got number 4, I think, for my for my PlayStation 2. So.
I was never really a fan of Skyrim, though. I put a lot of hours into it later on after the special edition came out, where they upped the graphics and fixed some of the problems.
Yeah.
Though they kind of added some new ones to it. But it watered down the whole role-playing mechanics from the earlier games just to make it more, I guess, accessible to people. And it made the game less fun for me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's show my chat. I got last night's up and I'm just waiting for the chat. but the chat does not seem to be coming up. Yeah, somehow the last couple times, well, hopefully tonight, I've done a double recording of stuff.
Double recording?
Yeah. Oh, we got Art of Reed in the chat and says, hey. Yeah, in my thing, it says, somehow, I think it's because of the way things were done accidentally for, the startup stuff.
Yeah.
It ends up doing, I end up doing the same show and it records it twice. Or, I'm not sure exactly. But then again, it might be
Is that Fat Albert?
No.
Hey!
I'm trying to get my thing from last night. Maybe I can do this other one. Yeah, one's got like 10 views and the other one's got like 39 views. So it's like I don't really want to delete it. Although the one has no likes and the other has like 9 likes. Okay, let's see whether I can.
What I normally. There we go.
Okay, here's the chat. Top chat replay. Live chat. Oh, Dirk and Link was wondering why nobody could see his chats last night. He was in the wrong one.
Oh. Well, that'll do it.
Yeah, and I didn't know that there was 2 being done, obviously, I know now. And tomorrow. Okay, so the chat's up for that one. Did it not do the chat for the other one? It's amazing how I had 2 different. I was streaming the same show in 2 different things on YouTube at the same time.
Yeah.
One slightly longer because of having to go over and shut it off on YouTube, but that won't be the same today. Today it should only be 1 recording now that I've gotten that, I think, down packed, every little thing, right?
You'd hope.
Okay, come on. Oh, my luck, I won't be able to get the chat from the one that I actually want the chat from. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be showing the chat on the one that I want, so I don't know what color he suggested, green and what. So I will just have to come up with a different color. Not that that's hard, Could do green and orange. What do you think of green and orange?
I think wasn't that the one you were doing before?
No, I never did green and anything.
Or was it blue and orange?
I did blue and red. I never did orange or green on it.
Oh, I think it was just, it was like a really orangish red, so it was looking orange on my screen.
Ah.
I just remember the colors you had before were, they were too equal in saturation, so they were really stark next to each other. So if you're gonna do green and orange, you want like a lighter orange and a darker green, right? You can't really have them be the same tone. or I guess you could try to reverse it, but one of them has to be like slightly less saturated than the other.
Uh, are you seeing YouTube screen?
Yeah, but there's a slight delay, so
Yeah.
if you fill it in, it's gonna. Oh, that's not so bad. Yeah, you could probably work with that.
Yeah, and like I said, I think the color of his suit's gonna change depending on something. So, I think that it'll be a nice workaround. Travis says, green and orange. What is he, Irish? No, he could be from an alternate universe. He could be Irish, I'm not sure. That does matter that he's from an alternate universe. Then again, they might not have Irish there. And that might not be Irish colors there either.
Also, it's really weird that green and orange have been associated with the Irish. I guess just because green in general has been associated with Ireland, and there's a lot of redheads, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
But it's like when I think of Irish, I think of like red, almost like a really deep navy blue and gold, and that's because my family tartan is where the blue's so dark it's basically black, and it's like red, black, and gold.
He's saying the Ireland shield. No, this is my character's space warp. He comes from an alternate Earth, even in the Cross Comics universe, and he's able to multi-dimensional, or he's able to jump from various Earths to various or universes, or whatever you want to call it. He's an interdimensional or multiverse explorer. And the suit was going to be changing colors based on something. Plus, if I were to do an Ireland shield, most of them I try and play off their flags when I do shields for a country. I don't think the Irish flag has green or orange in it. I could be wrong. Maybe it's got green, but I doubt it has orange.
Yeah, it is green, white, and orange. It's basically like the Spanish flag, except, or really the Spanish flag, except one color different.
Oh, so the Irish flag is
because the Spanish flag is green, white, and red, but instead of the red, it's orange.
Okay, I did not realize.
But that is a very recent thing, like within maybe the last most.
How many? I didn't catch the number there.
Maybe the last century, at most.
No.
Yeah, and it was kind of like the British people that forced that flag onto them too. It didn't come from internal. But that would be another good explanation for why people associate those colors with Ireland.
But I did not know its flag's colors was green, white, and orange. I did him green today because of Elric, and Elric suggested green and some other color, and I can't remember what the other color is, so I just decided to go something, another totally unique color that I hadn't used on him yet, and also Metal has suggested purple, which
It's just a go-to spacey color, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody might think of color of space, but I'm calling him space warp is more due to what he's doing. You know, warping space to get into another dimension or Earth realm, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
he's technically warping more than space. He's warping space-time, which are green and purple is a terrible color combo if done inappropriately. There are certain balances to make it work properly.
Yeah, but I could do green
equal. One color has to be predominant too.
Yeah. Eventually I'll figure out what triggers, or think of what triggers what on his costume. Travis said green and purple was a terrible color combo. I guess that's why you were commenting.
Yeah, it is difficult to balance. You kind of have to know color theory to get it to work. But we're talking like they can't even be close to 60-40. One of them has to be like a majorly predominant color. And then you have to get like the tone down right too.
When I am done here, and I've skirted my edges, making them look good. Then I can actually experiment with colors and come in and just select all the orange and make it purple, or all the green and make it purple, or go back or whatever.
Oh, actually, I thought Hulk looked better when he had purple pants, to be honest. But it was actually fine because Hulk is like what, 70 to 80% green, and then like the remainder is just the purple on his costume.
Well,
it's actually not a bad balance, and it's iconic. I hate blue pants Hulk.
There's a blue pants Hulk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, when you think of Hulk, what do you think of? Purple pants, right?
Yeah. It's technically his costume is just purple
ripped pants that look like shorts.
Yeah. It's not really costume, it's just what he happened to be wearing one time, I think. Or all the time, apparently, somehow. Well, technically, Hulk's quote-unquote costume should always be changing. You know.
Well, because he should be wearing different pants every day.
Yeah. That was basically my point.
Yeah. Hulk and Daisy Dukes.
Well,
She-Hulk and Daisy Dukes, though.
Yeah. Well, they made... they made Hulk larger, but gave him larger pants to cover more of his body. Yeah, the thing is, there was a while in the 90s where there was no going back and forth. He was mixed in David, Hulk, Savage Hulk, all that into one. Thus, he was wearing oversized clothing all the time.
I'll be honest. The Incredible Hulk wasn't good since the 60s ended. Yeah, the first 8 years of his run, good. And he's been good in some side stuff, but like his solo comics have just been awful. Like you mix him with the Avengers, you can still have some good stories with him, but I don't think anybody's known how to write a good solo Hulk story
I think the
since the 70s and on.
I think the best thing that they did with him as of late, and I haven't been following a lot, was when they did World War Hulk.
A lot of people like that, yeah.
Although I'm not sure whether I forget exactly how it ended, but I don't think
I'm not a fan of it though.
I don't think I like the way it ended.
Diller says this color scheme looks awful. I'm starting to incline to agree with him. As you filled in more, it is looking like a burnt carrot.
Well, once I get it filled in, I can actually.
You can change the color to whatever. Just use like the fill tool, right?
Yeah. Grab the layer, selection. Use a selection layer thing, because all the green is on one layer, all the orange is on one layer, and I can change them to whatever I want.
Warps into a different dimension, immediately a giant rabbit tries to eat him.
It'd be a nice little joke.
What's going on in his armpit over there?
Right there? I think I was trying to do some shading. And then I remember, one sec, I want to do...
It almost looks like he has armpit hair growing through his costume.
I can probably take that out then.
Maybe Diller was right. Maybe that was skin. So much pit hair, it slips through the spandex, Buck says. Well, Travis. I forget that he's got his real name on here. I just see the profile picture and I immediately think of the nickname.
George says it's hair because that's supposed to be exposed skin. Real sexy like. No, it's not supposed to be exposed skin.
Yeah, because if it was exposed skin, then that would mean this guy has no nose or mouth. Since it's the same color as the face area.
So he's supposed to be a bald Starfire / question? No, I don't know whether he's bald. That's for sure. Because I don't know what's underneath the costume. I could say it's a woman, but the figure doesn't exactly go for that. Unless he just self-identifies as a woman.
Probably share this out.
But I'm probably not going to go for that sort of stuff in my comics. The whole identity politics. Well, if
Well, you can have fun stuff like that without it being identity politics. That's their problem, is that they can't do stuff like that without bringing identity politics in. But if you look
yeah,
at like Japan with how manga stories work, they have shit like that all the time and they never involve identity politics and it's just fun, people enjoy it.
yeah,
I do some of that stuff in my own comics because I'm just having fun with it.
yeah. He said, Travis says, well, if that was skin, because he'd have orange skin, green eyes, but no mouth, no nose, no mouth. Okay, make sure everything.
I think the number one rule with no matter what you decide to do is every single one of your characters has to be free to be made fun of. So much so that I have my characters making fun of each other in world.
Oh, I'll probably have that, too, and you gotta expect people to make fun of your characters to a degree.
Yeah. You can't be too defensive about them.
Uh, how much have people made fun of Superman and Batman over the years? In parodies or whatever. Wonder Woman, The Flash, heck. Oh, I'm not sure whether Marvel's got it quite as bad for their characters or not.
They've got some pretty bad ones.
Oh,
Well, when it comes to ridicule.
Oh, yeah.
Most of them are the X-Men, actually.
Oh, don't worry about me. I was just watching this part of the second season of Doom Patrol,
Yeah.
and they had an episode where there was this party going on, and they had the sex men come in, and they were like Ghostbuster type people.
Yeah.
They were coming in to grab ghosts of dead people having sex. It was weird. Stupid.
Sounds weird. Oh, nice. I can finally download the stream I just ended.
Yay! Good for you.
Hey man, I'm trying to get my podcast numbers back to where they used to be.
Yeah.
Before we quit many years ago, we were getting an average of like 4,500 plays each week on the audio cast, and we ended with a total of 116,000 plays.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's like, it's not great compared to how things can be on the internet, but we were getting some pretty good momentum. And now we basically had to start from scratch. You wait 4 years, you lose your whole audience.
Yeah. Yeah, you're only, well, each platform, you're only getting 2 or 3 people, right?
Yeah.
At least when you're live. I don't know about when you're not live.
Yeah. Well, the Twitch one, we basically just, that one we started over, because I made sure I made a new Twitch channel for it. Before we were running off of my Acting Troops channel, which is 12.2 TMTV. But, our reach was never that big on any of the streaming platforms that we did it from, when we did it Twitch, YouTube. I started DLive, which I actually have to go and reconnect us to DLive. There was some error with that. Um, but all of the live stuff, we never got any big things on video. It was all the actual podcasting. And you would think that a lot of the people that were subscribed to us on various platforms would still be there because it's still routing to the same feeds.
But no.
Like maybe a lot of people don't even use the same platforms anymore. Who knows?
Yeah. Or notifications are turned off or whatever.
Yeah.
Or they're on just watching something else on a regular basis. Because that's the thing, you might still have them as subscribers, but if you're no longer there, trying to get them back or letting them know that you're back on a regular basis is the hard part. Because 4 years they've started a different regiment.
Yeah.
What they watch.
Travis asks, if zombies regain their sentience and then tried to live normally, does that mean they'd have to be necrophiliacs to be attracted to each other? And I would have to say no, because technically zombies can't actually be dead. No circulation. They just be in this weird sense, this state that they aren't what they were before. Unless you're talking about magic zombies. And in that case, then we get into a completely different weird territory. Because I don't think magic zombies can still be dead. They have to. That's why they're considered undead. They're in this new form of life. So you probably have to have, like, a new word to describe that level of attraction.
Okay. I think you're cutting in and out a little bit.
Oh, am I? I can hear myself.
Yeah. So I'm not sure whether it's me or the thing. It's both me and the chat or just me?
Well, being the fact that you're hosting it, if I'm cutting out to you, I'm probably cutting out to them.
No.
Since we're not doing like StreamYard host or anything, it's coming through your feed.
Yeah. It's just sometimes it just seems like a word here or there, and sometimes I think it's a little bit more. Dylan says his audio is fine, it's the content. And he was telling me to shut up. No, it's not Bigfoot Bill, Joshua. It's Space Warp.
That is kind of Bigfoot Bill's color scheme. Because the brown on his fur is almost orange.
This one little part here for making. This one part erasing previous. Okay, so.
There we go. DLive has been reconnected to my restream, so next time I do the Vomitorium, they should be able to listen in.
That's good.
Might be the sound gate again? No, it's not the sound gate. I've been paying attention, because I have a decibel gate where if I'm not talking, it'll cut off sounds under a certain decibel.
Oh.
I can hear my own voice in my head. Like, I've got my the sound coming through my headphones, and I can tell when the gate cuts it off because I won't hear my voice. Usually it happens if I'm not projecting very loud, and at the end of a sentence as I'm running out of breath and my voice gets baser, it'll cut off.
Okay. I did do this, right? That this is supposed to be his thumb. His thumb's in the right area, right? Because Dylan's asking, why does his thumb have 8 knuckles? Because that would be...
Let me look at my own hand.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably stretch it to be like that. I think it's just the perspective is just all off.
Yeah. So, I'm just not sure what Dylan means by his,
Either that or he's got like really tiny forefingers, like the very front, so his grip is super tight. That's the only way I could see you wrapping the thumb up like that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think my problem is sometimes I think certain things need to be seen when they don't need to be seen.
Yeah, that's probably it. Like, you need to, what helps is if you draw everything in your sketch. Like, if you draw the thumb hiding behind the hand, then ink it, and then if you erase everything behind it, if you don't see it anymore, it didn't need to be seen in the first place.
Yeah. But my stylus is working pretty good on this computer. Things seem to be working smoothly. I'm almost gonna have to color in that orange there. Right. I was hoping we wouldn't have to switch back. So how is everybody out in the chat today? How has your day been? I've been downloading some TV show theme songs myself to prepare to change the theme song for Season 3. Although I wanna try and figure out what I wanna do different for Season 3 of High Noon.
You still calling it High Noon?
Yeah, well, once I start back, I stopped calling it High Noon over on Twitch, but I think I will start when I start doing the high noon in September, or the 12 o'clock show in September. I think I will call it high noon. I might end up developing a theme song for After Dark. I don't know.
Well, at least you can guarantee you're going to be making Evan's day every day. He's still complaining about not having his noontime content. Me and Dillard talked to him earlier today because we had been up working on stuff for so long that Evan had gotten up for time for work. And he's like, "You guys are still in here?" He's like, "Don't you have a show to run later today?" I was like, "Yeah, but that's at 6 o'clock. I have plenty of time to sleep."
Yeah, sleep, what's that? Who needs it, right?
I'll have plenty of time to sleep when I'm dead.
Okay, let's do some minor erasing here. And then switch over to color. We've got 2 spots to fill for. There we go. He's got less orange on him than he does green, so I'm not sure whether he'd look like a carrot or not.
Can you repeat what you said?
I said I'm not sure whether, with him having less orange than green on him, whether he'd look like a carrot or not. Maybe if I reverse the colors, he might. I don't know.
I don't know if that will help because the way you set this up, it's almost 50-50.
Yeah.
It's like 45-55.
Let's see. Create selection from thing.
Have you considered 2 different tones of a similar color?
Yeah.
Instead of having like a really dramatically different, like a dark bluish green and a lighter yellowish green.
Oh, like I said, I think I'm up for pretty much any color combination whatsoever. Because, like I said, I do think I'm going to go with, his suit's always changing color for whatever reason. You might end up seeing it the same color eventually for whatever reason. Now I put the purple in there. What do you think with the purple?
No.
Or we could go really dark. Give me a second. I'm trying to take off the... Maybe on the right layer. What about that?
Yeah, no, I don't. I just don't think it's going to work with that green that you got.
Dylan says, "Oh my God, the audio is so bad. Please, someone, please just tell me I can end my life." But someone with good audio. Yeah, I gotta find out what happened with. Well, you were talking with Evan today, so. I don't know why my audio is so bad. Well, we do.
Oh no, this color combination is giving me like some seriously bad vibes.
Let's see. Trusty Sidekick's here. Hey, Trusty. Haven't seen you in a while.
Oh, you know what? I for some reason can't hear you anymore. I think that's my end. Let me dip out and come back in.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me now? Metal? 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 Can you hear me? Control C. Hello, can you hear me? Rick, what kind of camera to have you? Also, what are the specs? It just says H to John. It says HD 1080p. It's an ASU ASHU. And that's all I know about it. That's all it says on the camera. Metal?
There, now I can hear you. I don't know what was going on. I had to close out my browser and come back in.
Oh, okay.
I think Google just decided it did not want to pick up my audio anymore.
Ah. Yeah, they do that sometimes for whatever stupid reason. There you go. We took the green away.
See, but now he looks like Thanos.
What microphone do you have? Whatever mic's built into this camera.
But purple and gold is a better color combination. You might just want to mess with the, well, I mean, it's brown, but it's still in the gold area. Mess with the values on it.
Yeah. Which I know. One color combination I had that I think was good from before. You have to give me a second. There, what do you think of?
I mean, it does feel kind of spacey, but I don't know.
It looks like a bee, right?
Yeah, or it looks like he's trying to be a bolt of lightning. Really, really old cartoon.
Well, hence, the original name for him, well, or the original design with my character called Yellow Lightning.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it works.
Oh, like I said, that's why, I like it, sometimes, but like I said, it's not something I'd probably want to look at all the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least it covers up the thumb.
Yeah. In this case, yeah.
Hmm. That's not horrible.
Oh crap. Control Z. Gonna go back a bit. I'm not sure how far. Hopefully, just to my. Okay, so let's. Selection, create selection. Go back here and okay, that's alright. So I noticed I accidentally went over my gray layer, and then I accidentally did everything full for one layer. So let's see. Okay.
The silver and purple's not bad. I mean, you might need to lighten that purple a little bit, but that wasn't too bad of a decision.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't really what I was going for.
It was like an accident.
Yeah. Well, yes and no. I was trying to select. Well, I know what my problem is. Come up here. Select. Select. Select invert. Come down to layer 3. There we go. Create selection. Okay, there's a gray, and like I said, it's easy enough to experiment.
Dillard says make the underlayer a dark dusty gray and the overlayer a dusty brick red. That probably wouldn't be bad. They would probably end up looking like one of the variations of the iron suit, but it wouldn't be a bad combination.
Wow. Control Z. like that.
I mean that's kind of fine. It's got like this. It's your Canadian chill colors, but darker.
Yeah.
Or just the Canadian colors in general. I don't think that's quite the dusty he was looking for though for the red or the gray.
Do you not know what dark gray or brick gray
Yeah.
is? Brick gray? Well, dark, yeah, I know what dark gray is, and dusty would almost make it sound a little less dark to me, anyways.
No, because you go like for a smoky or a charcoal aesthetic, you know? And obviously bricks are pretty dark. That's more like fire truck red.
Like that, John?
Well, if he said dusty, he probably wants you to desaturate it just a little bit. Though that I may be misreading what he wants.
Just opacity. I'm not sure.
Well, what I mean by desaturate would mean to take the red and move it a little bit closer to the gray. Just a hair.
Oh, there?
Oh, that might be too much. Split the diff. Now all you can do is wait for John to give some type of input.
Yeah.
Since it was his suggestion. But there's probably a slight delay, so he has to wait for the chat to catch up too.
Yeah. Although I did ultra low latency, so hopefully it's less of a delay.
Yeah, it probably shouldn't be too bad. But some amount of delay is inevitable.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Desaturate that freaking red.
Oh, did you want to desaturate it even more? He wants it even dustier. Man, I thought the one before was too dusty, but he probably has a good idea what he's doing, what he's recommending.
There. Dusty, dusty, dusty. Too much.
Too much halfway. Okay.
So come back a little.
Yeah, about at the 50% mark.
Let's see. I'm gonna save this. Save as space or change colors. Oh, hey, Eagle. Hello, Cat. No. Save as. Darkling says he says now add some cell shading and call it a night. Let's see. Space or
Space potatoes.
color change. That way, I'm saving it this way. That way I can always come in and change whatever colors. Like I said, I'm liking to the fact that for me, he's always going to be probably changing colors. Just Metal's in with me, Dark and Link. Dark and Link says, I'm surrounded by mods. I'm scared. If you ain't doing nothing wrong, there ain't no reason to be scared.
Oh, that's what you say. You can't take account for all mods. Though you can always punish them.
Yes, 99% of the time I do. If a mod actually does something for no reason. And they all know it too. Dark and Link says, Cat is scary as AF. As scary as AF.
That's redundant. Yeah, no, Cat's right, though. The mods never do anything for no reason. Though, there have been a few occasions where the reason has leaked out from other places.
Oh, some mods do it just to have fun and I guess they have a good reason. I mean, or they have a reason, but do they have a good reason? You know, like some people come in. We've had a few people come in and shit disturb before, and you know the mods do those. But sometimes the mods just want to use their personal use their power for a personal vendetta. And I don't allow that.
Yeah, they just have to go heads or tails. Joshua deserved it, and you know it.
Oh, Dirk and Link, I found out what happened to you last night, why nobody was seeing your chats. Because for some reason there was 2 recordings done of this at the same time. The show was being broadcast in double on YouTube, and you happened to get in the one that
nobody else was in.
Yeah. And that I wasn't seeing the chat for.
That happened early on with the Vombatorium before I figured out how the changes to YouTube's events worked when I was restreaming. I think like maybe the first or second episode there was a doubled version of it.
I think it happened to me 2 nights in a row for this, but no, I don't think it affected anybody like it did the second night for.
No, I think was it Eagle? It was somebody in their group actually ended up in the wrong stream. I think Evan had to like tell them which one to go into.
Yeah. But I think I've got things figured out, and that shouldn't be happening again. A double stream.
Double stream. No, what we need to do is have like 18 copies of the stream going on.
Yeah.
And have like mods leaving hints in each of the different chats, and people have to jump around and put them together like a big puzzle. It'll be a community game that will drive everybody crazy, and the actual solution will just be that there was a snail there the whole time.
Dillard says, Cat, we lost Raggedy Man's coloring book page because we cropped out Polefire's image and they didn't like it. Can you give me a coloring book page? We are short. Well, John, you can always re-put in Popefire in it.
Yeah, see, because he has editorial abilities, and John was adamant about Popefire not being in the book. He probably should have told that to Raggedy in the first place.
Because somehow I knew that was going to happen.
Oh yeah, and Amazon's fulfilling it, so like John saying to Kat, any of us their address. So no worry of doxing, just directly from Amazon to you. Which I prefer. I don't want everybody's addresses. That's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah. Oh, shoot, I forgot to put out the thing today, too. The letter. I'll do that tomorrow, first thing.
Oh, so why did we decide that? Because it's cheaper. Consumer. Like, we can get it to you at a lower cost than what we'd have to run for a campaign.
Tomorrow at noon, Mallet, you can work on this candy store theft. If you've got the points.
And Mal's like, John, did you order all of Rick's stuff? Yeah, I heard you were running out of sketch cards.
I wouldn't say I'm quite running out yet, but let's see.
Well, you can always make your own just by taking like a larger board and cutting it down to the size.
Let's see. Here's what I've got left at the moment. I've probably got 25 there, I think, or maybe a little bit more. I gotta do Batman, the Dark Knight. Okay. For Skunk Girl tomorrow, I'll probably do that.
Oh, and there's something I forgot to tell John, which we're doing it early enough, this isn't a problem at all. But when we get it up, if you want yours by Halloween, you want to order it before the halfway mark in October. Because it's not like they have a bunch of copies of this sitting in a warehouse. They print it per order. So it'll take like a week after it orders to get to you. Time. Like, it's actually pretty fast. But you just want to do it before Halloween if you want it by Halloween. That's why we're trying to get it up as fast as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, even for the average of a week of fulfillment is super fast. That's why Amazon is great. And Kat wants to know where the light source is on your drawing because the shading is confusing her.
I have no idea.
So you're equally confused.
Yeah. I just started doing what I thought looked good. Unfortunately, I never really picked a light source. Or a spot.
Well, if you're just doing character art, like for reference, just default with directly above. To work that way. But if you're doing a scene, you definitely need to know where your light source is coming from.
Marlon says, chat, you know those kinds of questions never get answered. He is bioluminescent. Rick, when have you ever actually picked a light source? I need specifics. I have before. I can't think of specifics offhand, but I have. I don't usually too much, I will admit. Until it says, Cat, stop talking nonsense. The light source is obviously beneath him. Hey, I'm admitting that.
Yeah, well, I know he's not actually usually in space, but his suit would protect him in the vacuum of space, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could just say he's in space. Like, far out. There's no consistent light source out there. In fact, there wouldn't even be light. You wouldn't be able to show him. All of this is just so you could see the detail. Mal said he heard space is fake.
In space, there would be possible light sources depending on how close he is to one particular light source.
If you're far enough out, though, everything would be pink.
Yeah. Dillard says he's wearing a toonie. No.
Because, light will scatter forever, but it diffuses. So the further you get from the source, the fainter and fainter, because not all of it will be hitting you directly.
Yeah, probably. Mallet asks, Metal, will you do the candy store theft card sketch card book? Mallet says, I don't like engaging my audience. Darkenlight says, you can't hear in space. That is what they tell us.
That is false. You mostly can't hear in space. There are particles out there. You are too quiet to really be heard. But if like a nuclear explosion were to go off within a safe distance from you in space, it would vibrate those particles enough that it would sound like a whisper. So you can't hear things in space. They just have to be really freaking loud.
Yeah. Well, it says I'm not sure if this is true, and Darkenlight, yeah.
Because space isn't empty; it just appears empty.
Yeah. Well, there's the light particles that are passing through it that are you can't really see because
Well, there's also elements out there, like in our atmosphere. It's just like really dispersed, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of hydrogen floating out there, nitrogen and stuff. But you have like, what, 1 million particles per square foot or something like that, which is a really low number because we have like trillions of particles per square foot here on Earth.
Yeah. Rick, we can see the chat.
Oh, Dillard's like, Metal, you don't know. You ain't never been to space. Liar.
Mallet asks, Metal, is there a data source for that?
Yeah, there's plenty of data sources for it. See if I can pull one up. I might be slightly wrong on the numbers, but I've looked into this before. Let's see.
Darkenlink says, wait, so what if I set off every nuclear bomb ever created at the same spot in space? Would I hear it more? Probably. You'd hear it.
Of course, they go by cubic meter, so the particle number is going to be different. I was going by square foot. Let me find it.
Mallet says, not a science-based one. I need a Trump-based data point.
Oh, a Trump-based? I don't think there's a Trump-based data point for that.
Topher says, in college I took up space. Mallet says, okay, metric science is fake. Dylan says, if you're done, if you done been to space, I would have heard that yarn being spun. Okay, so what's everybody think of Space Warp colored in? Topher says, I don't think I'm smart enough to listen to this stream.
Yeah, so it's roughly on average within our solar system per cubic centimeter. Not a lot. It's very low density, but it's there. And this was a paper published in Astronomy Today back in 1993.
Selection. 1993 definitely says he wasn't even born yet. Topher says that superhero's looking hot. I feel really old now, says Topher.
Because there's somebody in the chat who wasn't even born in 1993.
Yeah. I was like 20 years old in 1993. So that makes me feel old, too.
Diller says, cool colors, awful shading.
There is no shading yet. Oh, you mean on the other one, probably.
And Dark End Link says, okay, boomers. Though I don't think you're not a boomer. You would be Gen X, right?
Well, not a boomer, but I'm not sure whether I'm Gen X. Born in 73, so.
Yeah, that would be Gen X.
Well. Malik says, all Rook's ladies have childbearing hips.
What is 68? Boy.
When Mallet was born.
Yeah, 68 is actually a boomer.
Definitely. Laugh out loud.
No. If you're born in 68, then you're Gen X. Boomer was 64, 65 is when that ended, and Gen X started. I was thinking if he was the 68 years old, he'd be a boomer. I got that confused at first. And like, I don't think Mallet's actually 68 years old, though. That sounds way too old.
Mallet says, I'm not as old as Diller.
No, my dad was born in 64, which puts him right on the cusp of the change of the generation, but he would be considered a boomer because he was the last of his family's generation and all of them are boomers. So he was raised the same.
My dad
part of how you tell what generation you're supposed to go in is if you have siblings or close cousins. And if you're at the top or the bottom of the generation, you kind of just go with what the rest of the generation is, because that's how you were raised.
I know my dad was born in 48. My mom in 52. Let's see, Dirk and Link said, laugh out loud. I just had to cause you guys are much older. Because I just had to laugh, I guess. Because you guys are much older than me. Yeah, Sonny, that's why you should listen to your elders. We know what we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Diller and I are close to the opposite ends of what is a millennial. So you got quite a few generations in this chat.
Yeah. Which is good. Dark and Link says, I'm at the very youngest of the millennium generation.
Well, I know my brother is, and he was born in 94, I want to say. 95-ish is about the cutoff point for that. Because if you're born after 95, you wouldn't even be old enough to kind of remember the turn of the millennium. But there's always like a grace period, so the actual grace period in between is like from 93 to 98-ish. To where you could kind of be either, depending on what your siblings were. But after that, you're Gen Z.
Topher says, Rick's live streams speak across generations. Dark and Link says, yeah, he was in the Zadgres. Grace or race?
The Grace race. Is that like the space race?
I don't know. And he says he has 2 older siblings. One Rick to lead us all, says Topher.
And that's something that a lot of people have to understand too, is that like the generations aren't cut and dry. A lot of wiggle room with them, and they're really just a way of identifying cultural trends. So even most of the generations you can kind of split in half, and you can see like older and younger ends of them too. Like with the millennial, you can kind of like cut it in half based on when the Nintendo Entertainment System came out.
When do we get a Cross Comics meetup? I'm not sure. Sometime after COVID, obviously.
Yeah, none of that stuff is possible now.
Unless, of course, you're in Canada. We could formulate a Canadian one.
Or we could all sneak into Canada. I hear it's really easy.
Yeah. Dylan says, boring. No one cares about your family, Malcolm. We weren't talking about his family. We were talking about everybody else's family in the chat. Well, I guess we were talking a little bit about his, too. Dark and Link.
Yeah, you're only bored if you're boring. Which I think was actually a line in the song Flagpole Sitta.
Kat says a Canadian meetup would be very small. I'm not sure. Let's see. Depending where we met, we got Ryan Cardinal, we got Dark and Link, we got Kat, we got me, George, 4 or 5.
You're also assuming half these people would even show up to a meetup.
Yeah, well, it's assuming that everybody would be showing up. You know, you've got what 3 or 4 down in the Maritimes. Willie. There's Willie Rebel, and I know there's one more down that way too.
Dillard says that he hears there are technically over 20 people in Hamilton.
Yeah, just technically, by a whole lot.
Yeah. But no, like you can't. You have to assume that anybody who chooses to remain anonymous probably won't show up to a meetup.
Yeah. Durkin says I could, but at the same time I can't. Topher says I'm Northern U.S. I'd come.
Well, you can't at the moment unless you sneak in because the border's closed.
Unless he's willing to, stay here an extra long time. There are some Americans that are trapped this side of the border at the moment.
No, Canada does not have a wall. Well, that's what I said. It's pretty easy to sneak into Canada, depending on where you want to go, because they do have people patrolling the border. But there's parts where it's just like miles and miles of forest with just like a clearing shaved in between, so they can see you from satellite, but there's people passing through.
Yeah. No, we don't have. We have a fence, not a wall. I think there is a bunch of fenced up parts, but
yeah, certain parts. But like, if you go to Montana, right, which is pretty far away from you, so it wouldn't be an ideal place to start if you're going to a meetup anyway. But there are areas where it's just clear.
Yeah.
And they don't expect most people to cross because it's like dense forest on both sides, and who the heck is crazy enough to go through there where there's bears and stuff?
Yeah, where the bears just roam from one side to the other. Durkin Link says he went to Montana.
It's a beautiful place. And Tolfer says that bears are cute, which is true, but they will kill you.
Oh, well, they can kill you. They won't necessarily.
More often than not, people get out of bear encounters because bears are easily frightened. If you make yourself big, you can kind of scare it off. They're easily confused creatures. But if you don't manage to confuse it, they will kill you. These are some of, like, the deadliest creatures on the planet, with some of the most efficient muscle on the planet. They can just, like, whack an elk in the head, and they drop over dead.
Durkin says that if you kill them first.
Yeah.
Topher says, going to Montana soon, raising up some dental floss. Sorry for the Zappa link. Okay, I wouldn't have even known, Topher. So does this mean you're not coming to my house for a meetup during the con, Rick? I doubt it. I could still get the for the mechanical bull.
Did you say before you wouldn't ride a mechanical bull?
I can't say I wouldn't. I've tried it once and, well, failed miserably. So I don't think it's worth trying again. But I might try it for the fun of it again. So no mechanical moose available. Don't think too many people have ridden moose. I'd say.
But you know who has ridden a moose? The greatest president to ever live, Theodore Roosevelt.
Moose are, I think I've read or heard, hard to domesticate for tasks like that.
Yeah, but Teddy was such a man, he didn't care.
Yeah.
You can't say no to him. He got shot on stage and shook it off.
And Dark and Lights. Ooh.
Yeah, Roosevelt was a freaking real life hero.
Let's see. Todd Dillard says, I guess Todd and Alric will have to wear out those orders by themselves.
Wait, Todd is now going to this random meetup?
No, the one at Dillard's house. That's not is that a random meetup?
I guess.
And what would your wife say about you getting together with some holes, as you said, Dillard? Will the Shadow movie be played at this meetup? We could make that happen. Eagle.
I have a projector. We could play a movie anywhere. Anywhere there's electricity.
Dilla says Todd was the first to sign up. He will do anything to get away from his wife.
I don't think that's exactly true.
Oh, what Mama don't know don't hurt her?
No, well, I don't know about that, but I was gonna say he'll do anything to get away from his wife. Like, that might be partially true, but probably not fully. That's usually something someone says jokingly.
Okay, so this is. Topher was, I'll be the second. I guess to sign up.
And it seems like we're coming to the end of things.
Yeah. Couple more minutes, about 4 more minutes. So, in about, oh, now we're at 57, so in about 2 minutes, I will, of course, ask the question I ask almost every night.
Yeah. I'm guessing this meetup is turning into, like, Burning Man of sorts. Because Dillard told Topher to bring his tent. He only has 3 that are already spoken for. And Dillard does kind of live in the desert. So, I don't know. Camping's fun, though. You usually don't have to ask me twice if I want to go camping.
Eagle is like tent. Dark and Link's end of the world. Topher is like, yeah, man, sleeping bag at the ready. UFOs like the desert. Dark and Link says camping is fun. I haven't gone in many years though. Yeah, same here.
Okay, this is the plan. We'll all meet up to go camping near the U.S.-Canadian border. We won't violate any laws. We'll just all stay on our own respective side of the border.
Yeah. And we'll have a fire pit on the border. That way we can, have the campfire, cook over the campfire without going across the border. Well, I seen something on YouTube. People did do something like did a wedding on the border during the COVID. There was a guy and girl.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
The couple getting married was already on the Canada side, but his or her relatives, whichever one was from the States, so they could come to the wedding. They had it in an open field on some farmer's land or something like somebody's land, so they got to watch it from the other side and sort of shake hands through a fence and hug through a fence or whatever. So, you just have it like that in the middle of a forest. Border camping, says Dark and Link. I think he's saying it was epic for the people getting married. Yeah, I forget where I seen that through, but yeah, it was pretty epic hearing that. So we are actually past the time. Let's see. You want to promote your?
Yeah. I was just putting the URL there on there for people to see it, even though it's pretty easy to get to. Just go to xdynamuschaos.com, where I have a bunch of free stuff for you to read and enjoy. I like putting things out there, just making stories for people, and if you happen to like them, leaving a tip. There are options on the sidebar, or getting physical media if you prefer to hold things in your hand. Otherwise, that's all I want.
Cool. And yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks for Metal for coming out, being on the panel tonight, hanging out. And thanks everybody for in the chat for stopping by. It's been a great night. I will be on thing tomorrow afternoon at noon. Twitch tomorrow at noon. If you guys want to look me up there, Cross Comics, I will be doing at least one sketch card for Skunk Girl, Batman, Dark Knight, and was it Dillard's Wet Horse, Dillard?
That's what I was laughing at.
Jazz, what kind of show are you running here? Hey, I ain't running that type of show. It's your husband that brought that up. You have to speak to with him about that. But we will see you all later. So, bye for now. God bless. Hopefully stop by Twitch tomorrow at noon. If not, I will be back here tomorrow night at 10. So, bye for now. God bless. Love you all. Have a great and wonderful night, day, morning.
See ya.
Whatever it might be.